Bobcats, and welcome to WBLS, streaming straight from Miss Young's living room. I hope you all are well and had a wonderful weekend. Today is Monday, April the 27th, and it is 2020. We want to wish some of our Bobcat family a very happy birthday. We want to wish Miss Rylan Buck, who is celebrating her birthday today, a very happy birthday. I believe I also saw that she just recently lost her first tooth. So, happy birthday, Rylan. We hope you have a super fun day. I have no doubt that you will enjoy your day. Now, Johnny from Miss Mitchell's first grade class is also celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Johnny. Your Bobcat family hopes you have a wonderful day. We have two sweet fourth graders that are celebrating their birthdays today. One is an amazing big brother, and you actually heard about his little brother's birthday last week, I think. And the other is an amazing big sister, and they're both fourth graders. And so we want to wish Isaiah Scott from fourth grade and Miss Haley Whitmore from fourth grade a very happy birthday to both of you. Our school family also wants to wish Mr. James, who is one of our custodians. Goodness gracious, he wears so many hats around our school, and he takes such good care of all of us. This gentleman you can find him in the cafeteria, helping when we have programs. He helps with all of the classroom teachers when they need help. In the front, I often hear Mr. Millard calling for him. I know he has helped us so much in the media center this year as we were doing our makeover. Man, he was right there and always with a great attitude and a happy smile. So we want to wish Mr. James a very, very happy birthday. So, Mr. James, I don't know if you're watching or not, but we love you and we hope you have a great, great birthday. I hope that family of yours just spoils you rotten. So, happy birthday to all of those Bobcats. Here's a look at our weather forecast for today. Goodness gracious, this weekend could not have been any more beautiful. And the good news is today and tomorrow promise to be the same way. Today we have a high of 79, a low of 58. Tomorrow looks to be just a copy and paste of the same thing. So I hope you enjoy some time outside. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Bobcats. If there are any Bobcats who would like to help us say the Pledge of Allegiance, if you would like to send me a video through my school email at youngk@leonschools.net, and if you would like to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, you need to do it in a nice, slow pace so that everybody can follow along with you. Maybe we might even have some singers out there that might want to sing the Star Spangled Banner for us. Or America the Beautiful. If you would like to do that, you're welcome to send that to us, and we will get those in during this time. Miss Young has enjoyed seeing that picture of Hayden when he was saying the Pledge of Allegiance. That always makes my heart smile. Now, we had a fifth grader. You heard me wish him happy birthday at the end of last week, and that was Robbie from fifth grade who had his birthday this weekend. And his mom and his brother Elliot made them this really cool birthday cake. I bet it was yummy. It looks really cool. So you're going to get to see a picture of that. Take a peek at this cake. I told you that was cool, wasn't it, Robbie? I know you enjoyed that. Listen, Bobcats, today Miss Young's going to share a story about camping. So, as you're building and creating, if you have not already made a makerspace up in your learning area, you might want to do it. It doesn't take a lot. Some of our favorite things are actually plastic cups, like plastic soda cups. You can buy a huge pack of them for $10 at Costco. I'm telling you, Bobcats love to build with those. You can use popsicle sticks, you can use index cards, create a creation station. You have Legos. Those are all some of our favorite things to do. Before we got out for spring break, Miss Young had actually gone and I had PVC pipes and fittings, and you should have seen those Bobcats creating with those. So there's all different kinds of things that you could do to create your own little maker space. And so, but maybe what you might want to do today is to create a new kind of tent, right? You could make that out of different kinds of recyclables or building materials. I wonder what you could come up with. So I'd love to see it. Tomorrow I'm going to share Levi from Miss McLeod's class came up with a really cool, he engineered a really cool creation, and I'm going to share that with you all tomorrow. Now, here's a few jokes to tickle your funny bone today. What do bears call campers in their sleeping bags? A burrito. So if you think about how a burrito is made, and when we're in our sleeping bags, we're rolled up just like tight like a burrito. Okay, where do sharks like to go camping? Finland. A country named Finland. Get it? Because sharks have fins. They like to go camping in Finland. Why did the summer camp counselors wear sunglasses? You guys will probably get this one. Because their campers were so bright, right? They were so smart. Okay, here's the last one. What did the father say to his daughter when her marshmallows kept falling into the campfire? Like when you're getting ready to make s'mores. So what did the father say to the daughter when her marshmallows kept falling into the campfire? Stick with it. You know, like you put marshmallows on a stick and roast them to make s'mores. So I know. Toby's the only one over here who can laugh for me, but I can hear you, Bobcats.
Hey Bobcats, thank you to everybody who sent in pictures of your favorite season last week. I was really surprised that a lot of friends had winter as their favorite season, because in Tallahassee we don't get a whole lot of winter, do we? But it was great to see so many of you are reading books about your favorite season. This week I'm coming to you from my favorite spot in my house to read a book, and that's this brown leather chair. This week I want to challenge you to take a picture of you reading in your favorite spot in your house. Whether it's a brown leather chair, or it's a beanbag, or it's your parents' bed, or it's a hammock outside, I want to see where your favorite place to read is. I also wanted to share with you that the new Sunshine State list is out, and we've gotten a couple of the books from Amazon. So if you're interested in taking on the Principals Challenge this year and reading the Sunshine State books, ask your parents if they can help you get a book or two. All right, Bobcats, I look forward to seeing your pictures. Have a great week, and we'll talk again soon.
It was so good to see you, Mr. Millard and Samantha and Nicholas. So what I heard is Mr. Millard would like to see where's your favorite spot to snuggle up and enjoy a book. So send those pictures to the Buck Lake Media page. We can't wait to see them. He does check in to see. And I'm going to share mine with you all this week too. I have a brand new spot that I'm so excited about, and so I'll share that with you maybe tomorrow. Mr. Millard shared his favorite spot, which was his um, leather reclining chair. It looked like he could fit 2 kiddos at a time to read with. And so send those pictures to us at the Buck Lake Media page, and we can't wait to see where your favorite spot is to read in your home. So parents, hey, don't forget to send in your nominations for your terrific kids. We know they're out there. We know they're doing great things. We got a long list last week. If you'll get those to Miss Mullinax at mullinaxs@leonschools.net by the end of today, and on Thursday, we will have Terrific Kids 2.0. Students and families, we know there are kind things that are going on all around our school community. And when we are in school, we have a mailbox at in the library, and the children are able to put notes in, and teachers are able to put notes into the mailbox. And Miss Schmidt, one of our 3rd grade teachers, she reads them to her guinea pigs, Oreo and Butterscotch, and they pick a story to share with our friends on Friday. Well, I have heard that Oreo and Butterscotch have been sitting by the mailbox waiting for your letters. So if you will forward those acts of kindness that you are hearing about or seeing within your family, send those to Miss Young, and I'll forward them on to Miss Schmidt so she can read them to the guinea pigs, and we can share a Coco's Kindness story with you right here on the news. So that is all for today, Bobcats. I want you to remember to purr. You're going to be prepared. You're going to be upstanding. You're going to be responsible, and always be respectful. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Stay tuned for story time. Have a great day, Bobcats. So friends, today I've picked a story called A Camping Spree with Mr. McGee. I know quite a few of our families that like to go camping together, and lots of you may have campers. Some of you may go in tents. I don't know what your choice is, but this book is actually from the same author of the books that I've shared, that if I built a school, or if I built a house, or if I built a car. And the illustrations are really fun as well. But this is by Chris Van Dusen, and it's called A Camping Spree with Mr. McGee. Early one morning at 7:03, Mr. McGee and his little dog Dee packed up the camper and hitched up the load, hopped in the Rambler, and then hit the road. They drove to the mountains far from the sea for 2 nights of camping, and possibly 3. "There's nothing like camping," said Mr. McGee. "I know you will love it. Just wait and see. The views are fantastic. There's hardly a sound. Aside from the wildlife, there's no one around. The air is so sweet, and you'll sleep like a log," said Mr. McGee to his small spotted dog. Come here. A few hours later, they took a sharp right and found a great spot to lay camp for the night. It was high on the hill, with a beautiful view of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Jefferson too. But perhaps the most wonderful feature of all was the brook that ran over a steep waterfall, kind of like a river. Dee gathered pine cones and branches and logs. McGee made a campfire and cooked some hot dogs. And as the sun set behind far distant knolls, they sat roasting marshmallows over the coals. That sounds like wonderful fun. As the embers went out, they felt tired and dozy, so they climbed in their bunk beds all comfy and cozy. But while they were falling asleep without care, along came a stumbling, bumbling bear, a kindly old bear whose sight wasn't so clear. He couldn't see far and he couldn't see near, but he could smell marshmallows, sticky and sweet. The smell made him hungry. He wanted a treat. So it sounds like he may be a nice bear in a book. He sniffed out the place where the marshmallows lay, but the car and the campers were in the bear's way. Yep, that didn't stop the sneaky old snitch. He simply tried squeezing right under the hitch. And as he was shimmying into the gap, he pushed up the hitch, which let go with a snap. Uh-oh, this is not good. Now that the camper and car were untied, they started to roll down the rocky hillside. The car bounced away on the old logging road, while the camper was heading to where the stream flowed. It flew down the hill in a wild, bumpy ride, with Dee and McGee sleeping soundly inside. They were snoring and snoozing and enjoying a dream when splash went the camper right into the stream. Oh my goodness. The splash shook the camper. They bumped out of bed. Now what in the world was that? McGee said. And when he looked out and saw where they were, and when he looked out and saw where they were, his hair stood on end, and so did Dee's fur. They were caught in the rapids, but that wasn't all. They were headed smack dab for the big waterfall. Dee and McGee both started to quiver as faster they headed downriver. But just when they thought they'd fall over the edge, I wonder what's going to happen. The camper got stuck on a rock on the ledge. So there they were, stranded, McGee and his pup, on the top of a waterfall, 50 feet up. That's very high, people. 50 feet up. Whew. Look at that. I'm just saying that would scare me. Maybe it wouldn't scare you. It would scare me. Meanwhile, that nearsighted bear from before was searching for one little marshmallow more, when lo and behold, as if out of a dream, he spied something sweet floating over the stream. But what the bear thought was a marshmallow treat was really the hitch and not something to eat. So if he's nearsighted, that means he cannot see the things that are far away. It's almost opposite. And so he's saying the hitch to the camper, but he thinks he sees a marshmallow. Do you see it? The bear was determined to capture his prize. So he jumped in the water right up to his thighs. He splashed to the stream to the edge of the fall and snatched up the trailer hitch, camper, and all. Dee felt a tug. McGee heard a knock. As the bear pulled the camper right off of that rock, he dragged them both all the way back to the bank when he realized the hitch was not sweet, but quite rank. That means, woo. He spit out the hitch and left in dismay, while McGee and Dee's camper again rolled away. It flew down the path with a jolt and a jar and stopped in some bushes right next to the car. Dee popped her head out. McGee looked out too. Had they really stopped rolling? Could it be true? At last things were quiet and peaceful and still. They hooked up the hitch and drove off down the hill. And on the way home, McGee said to Dee, "That trip wasn't quite like I thought it would be." So when they got home with the sky turning red, that means it's probably sunset, they decided to camp in the backyard instead. So they decided they would just open up their little camper and they would camp out in their backyard. Have you ever camped out in your backyard?